Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is Out of Bounds. It is me, Joe Pisapia, with my two best friends, Bogman and Welsh, and it's all of you hanging out on our Twitch, twitch.tv/Fantasy Pros. That's the place to be, kids, where you can hang out with us, talk football, watch these two wonderful, brilliant, handsome gentlemen play John Madden football all the time, all over the place. You can also check out our regular YouTube channel where you're watching us on demand. It's been a very long holiday week for everybody, lots of leftovers. I think we're all past that. We have to start eating other food now. You can't keep eating the same sides over and over again. I don't care what anybody tells you. Gentlemen, it was a mostly fun weekend. I thought it was a great holiday weekend of games in terms of the Thursday games, the Black Friday game, unless you were, of course, an Eagles fan, in which case it wasn't the best for you. Also, Sunday, some upsets, some incredible plays of the three great catches. The Treylon Burks catch, the Puka Nacua catch, the Brock Bowers catch. Welsh, what was the most impressive of those three incredible catches to you?
Ooh, give them to me again.
It was the Treylon Burks one, the Washington one at night on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yep. I will say, though.
I agree.
The Brock Bowers one had so many implications, that whole drive, because I was going down to just needing an Ashton Genty touchdown. That's all I needed for this big, nice payout. And then Geno Smith trips over his own stupid feet, falls backwards.
Not
and then
Geno Smith.
I was a little bit excited when it looked like he threw the ball away. And you could argue that the Brock Bowers one is more impressive because the Treylon Burks one's ridiculous. But Brock Bowers, it looked like balls on the ground. It was a complete throwaway. The ball threw, and I was like, okay, we're going to go to third down. And they're like, he caught it! And you go back and look.
Yeah.
That was an incredible catch, so it really does belong in there.
I didn't think he caught it. At the first, I was like, oh, there's no way that's a catch. And then as soon as I saw the replay, I said before, I was like Chris Farley and Tommy Boy. Like, oh, my God. Smoking this cigar. Yeah. You know, next thing you know, your daughter's knocked up and you know what the hell's going on. But it was Brock Bowers' catch there was almost impossible. But I think the level of difficulty, Boggs, on the Treylon Burks one, which it was almost like I had to dial my brain too. I'm like, is that Treylon Burks?
Also, we're used to Brock Bowers doing amazing things. This is like
exactly.
50th on the amazing things that Brock Bowers has done. Treylon Burks being healthy enough to be on the field is a miracle, and then making that catch is awesome as well. The thing that I did that second, as soon as Treylon Burks caught that, I text Fitz and I was like, I'm back on the Treylon Burks train. Let's go, baby. This is awesome. Look, he was amazing in Arkansas. Obviously, things didn't work out in the NFL, but if he's got catches like that in the bag, he can stay on the field for sure. He's just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, loving seeing all these people. Again, look, we're going to do Fact or Fiction later in the show. We're going to do the questions with the asses. We're the asses. You ask the questions. So drop in your questions. Again, no start-sit stuff. It's too early for that. Okay, and no stuff about Monday Night Football because this comes out on Tuesday. So ask us some general stuff, what you're looking forward to, your playoff push things, some guys on the waiver wire you want to add. We can talk about that, whatever you want. And also, again, love the Fact or Fiction, so drop them in there. We'll do them later in the show. We'll recap our 3-1-1 contest, see how things are doing. And also, we got some giveaways as well. So let's see what today's giveaway is for the week. I know it's a Trophy Smack one. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's the teeny tiny loser belt. That's what it is. Subscribers here, again, subscribe to the channel. Get rid of those nasty commercials. Use your Amazon Prime for $5 over on our Twitch. And you can win the teeny tiny loser belt right here from Trophy Smack, the #1 destination for epic fantasy football hardware. We love this. This is for the loser in your life or your league, whoever you want to give it to, or you can keep it yourself. I wonder how small this belt is. That's the curiosity. I haven't seen this one up close. I've seen the full-size belts. I've got a couple of them. I've seen the rings. Have not seen the teeny tiny loser belt. I hope it's comically small, Boggs. That's what I hope.
Well, I mean, the big ones aren't going around my waist either. So
we should get you. You know what, Joe? We should get you one. You deserve the loser teeny tiny.
I deserve a loser trophy. I'll tell you what, man. I mean, like 1 or 2 leagues this year where I drafted one too many commanders. I might end up with that. I'm certainly going to be out there. All right, let's talk about a lot of things here. Boggs, I want to start with this too at the top. Is it time for an amicable divorce between the Steelers and Mike Tomlin?
Yep.
I don't think that they're going to find a better coach. Wow, that was quick. I don't think they're going to find a better coach, but sometimes it just feels like it's time to just...
The message is stale. It's over.
Move on,
the
right?
era's done. Yeah, that's it.
When did you have that inkling that you could answer it so quickly?
I mean, when the whole crowd started chanting "Fire Tomlin" last night, I was like, "That's a wrap." That's it.
That's tough, yeah.
Yeah. They've never done that in all of the time that he's been there. Now, they did chant Fire Canada, right? And that happened a couple of years ago, and they brought in, oh, wow, so much better, Arthur Smith, right? So much better than Matt Canada. He is better, but maybe by 2%. I'm just the era is over. We're going to have a lot of guys retire after this season as well. Cam Hayward's going to be gone. Aaron Rodgers is obviously going to be gone. So might as well just hit the reset button on this. They have not figured out the quarterback since Ben left. Haven't won a playoff game since 2016. The page. Someone in the Steelers subreddit said it like this, Joe. The Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls, lost Tom Brady, been terrible, drafted a quarterback, and are now looking to be the number 1 seed again since the Steelers have even won a playoff game. So, yeah, I think it's over. It's time to punch the reset button and find somebody new.
Yeah, look, that chanting at the end was tough. I saw that last night, and it was just like, wow, that's rough. And I think the fan base still appreciates Tomlin in a weird way. There's no way you don't appreciate what Tomlin's done for your organization. The fact that you've had 3 coaches since 1960 is mind-boggling.
More popes than head coaches.
The Jets have had that many coaches like in the last 3 years, practically. It's just crazy how you've gone through these things. By the way, our incredible producer Seth is having the best week ever because the Bears are the number 1 seed right now. On Sunday morning, he was wearing all of his Bears gear. He was so excited. He's also got his secondary Bears gear on today. Y'all can't see him, but I can. He's got the hat on. He's got everything going on. And I want to talk about the Bears, Welsh. I'm going to ask you about that game. Now, I had the Bears to cover, and not only did they cover, they won outright. I saw this amazing thing online here where this kid put out there. He said every time Saquon Barkley, this kid like 19 years old on the TikTok, right? He's out there and he's saying, if you watch this closely, every time Saquon Barkley moves his head in the backfield, it's a pass play, and every time he looks forward, it's a run play. Watch this. And then he shows another play and another play. And I'm like, oh my God, this kid has cracked the code here. This is fascinating. And I'm thinking, well, if this 19-year-old kid picked this up, teams in the NFL have picked this up too. Do you think that might have something to do with not just like offensive line being different, but also what's going on here with the Eagles and this offense, like the predictability of what's going on here with this play calling, and maybe kind of like a pitcher? I'm talking to the baseball guy here, the pitcher tipping pitches. Is Saquon hurting the Eagles and not even realizing it?
I mean, we don't have like evidence of that, but possible. I mean, like they could have caught on to it. Also, like a 19-year-old kid catching this type of stuff, that's actually not an uncommon thing. I could see just NFL guys just completely looking past that type of stuff. But now that that's out there, sure, total possibility. I continuously think it's the play calling. Like that's it. Like they've found points of being successful when they change up the play calling. But the entire season, it's been like, don't run, or it's like they do the opposite run. They're not setting up the run to set up play action passes. It's like they're passing and run situations, and then they just go into heavy run modes. Maybe Saquon is. I'm totally open for it. I actually would have loved to have seen the video on here. That would have been great to.
I saw it and I was like, wow, this is genius. And of course, like a dummy, I'm just like scrolling through 5,000 other things that Bogman sent me between last night and this morning.
Probably sent you that one.
I was like, maybe you did. I don't think you did, actually. I think I saw this one on my own, but
no, I don't think I've seen that yet, actually.
By the way, shout out to Axel, who just resubbed, and of course, Life with Fife, who just resubbed here again. The Twitch is going to be going on all year. We're going to have baseball content on here, too. So if you do baseball stuff, obviously, we're here with leading off. That's just a couple months away, if you can believe it. Welsh and I are already knee-deep in baseball stuff. I want to talk about the Lions for a second too. All right, this is my big question here for you guys. Again, drop your other questions here if you want to ask us. I know a lot of people asking me about Justin Jefferson too. I see that in the chat. We'll get to that in just a second. Dan Campbell was in a situation in that game, and I know Green Bay was being super aggressive, so Dan Campbell wanted to alpha male his way through this and PC principle all the way through that he could be aggressive on every single fourth down ever created. But when you have about 5 minutes left in a football game, guys, and you have a situation where you're down by 2 scores, and you're in field goal range with a good field goal kicker, you're at home, there's no weather, there's no issues, the crowd has already been inflated, then deflated, then inflated again. And if you miss that fourth down, not only do you deflate the team, you deflate the crowd again. You have the defense now playing on its heels, who can't do the same things they want to do because now they're in a situation where they're down by 2 scores and now they have less time instead of just kicking the damn field goal. Boggs, at a certain point, when does Dan Campbell's aggression become his own worst enemy? And when is it ever going to get better? Because I can't see the Lions ever getting to a Super Bowl, let alone winning one, with the way he manages these games late when they matter the most. And every 4th down is not worth going for.
I don't know. That's kind of just that's his quirk, though, right? Like that is.
My quirk is I'm not a big fan of situational football when it's times to win games. That's a crazy thing for an NFL coach.
Let me John Madden this for you because this is this is a very simple thing. If it works, you're a genius, and if it doesn't, you're an idiot. That's just all there is to it, and it's every single week. It's look at the stones on Dan Campbell when the 4th downs are working. What a innovator! What a new way of thinking. And then when he does it, what an idiot. Why would you stray from tradition? I mean, honestly, this is what it boils down to. I agree with you. I think that it's dumb in that situation to not just take the points. We saw the same thing in the Iron Bowl, right? I don't know how much you guys watched that, but they went for it on 4th and 2 with like 3 minutes left and scored a touchdown instead of kicking the field goal to take the lead, tied at 20. It was a crazy move that Kalen DeBoer did, but it worked. So now he's a genius, right?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys know this. There's this GTO in poker, game theory optimization. And what this reminds me of that they do is it's I don't even know if you want to call it like heavy analytics, but it's like bluffing because it doesn't matter what the other guy has.
Right.
It's this theory of, what's here, their betting strategy, everything that's gone on, this theory is going to work. And it's just like, he's on the wrong turn of it right now. Where
But
making
he's
those
not,
aggressive plays of
because
bluffing.
The statistical analysis in the NFL says you should go for it on every 4th down. Now, that loses your job real quickly.
Again, like GTO and poker. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's got to be a feel for the game. And look, Welsh, you know this because a couple years ago, they were in San Francisco, had the 49ers on the ropes on the way to the Super Bowl, and let them off the hook because of the ultra aggression. I'm not saying you can't be aggressive on 4th down in the first half. I'm not saying in the 3rd quarter. I'm saying in the 4th quarter with 5 minutes left down by 2 scores, you take the 3. You still need 10. You still need 10. Take the 3, you're right there, have 3, and then come back and get the 7, because what it does, again, it
turns it into a one-score game.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right, but here's the thing, it's like analytics are great, except for also there's human beings playing and there's an environment and all these other things that you have to coach with, and understand that you're in a spot here where you down your best receiver, right? And Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, you are in a situation where you have to take this, like, look, they have keep getting all these 4th downs. We need to slow this roll, get some points, and then allow the defense to not be affected by the fact we screwed up this 4th down. And look, I'm not a Lions fan, but it almost ruined my Thanksgiving.
You know what, Joey? This is a fantasy show. Good for him for doing that. You're talking real football here. Good for him for doing that. Putting our players in the best situations they can to score points and give them more opportunities. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Most provocative thing I heard, Fitzy brought this up on the Waiver Wire show. I want to get your take on it because I see a lot of people are asking Justin Jefferson questions here. Like here's one from Penguin Party. I have Lamar, Saquon, Jefferson, Devonta Smith, and am missing the playoff. This is mind blowing. Somebody said I don't remember the exact phrase, but it was basically like you should drop Justin Jefferson as a bomb for somebody else to pick up and start against you in the playoffs.
Whoa.
Now, I don't like this concept. I think it's stupid in the sense of like he's still
horse.
Justin
I think
Jefferson.
the Trojan horse is one of the dumbest ideas. Like as a overarching thing.
But where are we at here, Welsh, with Justin Jefferson? Like, if you still are in the playoffs somehow, and I have Jefferson in 2 leagues where I'm in the playoffs, and I'm going, do I bench him for this guy or that guy? Like, it's getting real dark outside for the Vikings.
You know, it's so funny that you say that because my moment of the week just happens to be, I don't know if you're the best setup of all time or you continuously ruin my moment or takeaway every single week.
Welsh, I made myself a promise today. I was like, actually last night when I was putting the show together.
That you were going to read?
You know what? I'm going to make sure that by the time Welsh wakes up and puts his stuff in the morning, I will read it before the show so I don't blow it for him again. And then we had a meeting right before that went long, and I forgot to do it.
Broken
Yeah,
promises.
no, but you know what? Perfect time for us to move over into moments and takeaways. Because
let's do it. You do both. Perfect.
Yeah.
What a great setup, by the way. What a great segue.
Well, it's just a fantastic job. Yeah, you did a great job, Joe. Yeah, this is my moment, even though because there's another takeaway in here. My moment is that, Jefferson is cooked. The quarterback play is beyond embarrassing. I mean, I was trying to be like, oh, like Brosmer could be kind of fun, and nope, Brosmer's not fun. He looked like Brock Purdy last week, but to the degree. JJ McCarthy, horrible, and it's really shown at the last 2 weeks for Jefferson with that version of JJ McCarthy and Brosmer. It has put out a 24% target share. We're talking about Justin Jefferson. He's got a catch rate of only 50%. Only 66% of throws to him were catchable, like that were even ones he could go at, and it was like a 26% first read share. They can't get him the ball. All he could do is throw, because they do those little safety spots to Jordan Addison. Brosmer was not able to. If a team locks down on Jefferson, they're cooked. The Vikings are cooked because they take Jefferson out of the game. Jefferson's body language looks bad. The quarterback play is awful. And when you have a quarterback like Brosmer, what are they doing? It's the same thing as like Davis Mills, but Davis Mills is actually kind of good. Is they don't go down multiple reads. They go one read and they dump off. And the dump off was Jordan Addison or Aaron Jones. One of the best bets of all time was going receptions in the first quarter for the Minnesota Vikings, because Aaron Jones had the first 2 catches in there. So I do think Justin Jefferson is kind of cooked, and I hate it because I've been defending. Now, coming back to that whole idea of a Trojan horse, I do get it. And, I'm being a little aggressive when I'm like, it's really dumb and stuff like that. But, those same tokens, it was like, oh, Alvin Kamara is cooked and we should cut him and it should be Trojan horse. And then it was like the next week he came out for like 120 plus yards. Listen, those guys are smarter than me. I would be putting Justin Jefferson on my bench, but I am worried that he is cooked. He is cooked for the season, and he is a not startable asset. Wan'Dale Robinson is someone that you should be putting out there. I just don't think I can be a Trojan horse type of guy.
I don't think so either. I think there's also a situation, Boggs, where you're looking at it and you're going, if you see Justin Jefferson on the other end of your playoff matchup, you feel good, don't you? Isn't that weird? Right? But you do. You're like, oh, okay, I got a real shot to win this week, right?
I mean, maybe it could be, but I mean, if McCarthy is back this week, and
does it matter?
He just
it might. Turnovers.
It may not.
He's not.
Listen, you're right. But he's back now. Look, Brosmer is untenable. You cannot put him back in there. I would honestly rather have Aaron Jones run Wildcat. Like, it was unbelievably bad. He's not an NFL level quarterback. He should never have been out there. That was a joke. So I honestly would pick up a free agent and start them like
anybody.
The Rams did with Baker Mayfield a couple of years ago on Thursday Night Football. He played on like 3 days rest and won a game. Like, I'd rather do that than go back to Brosmer. So
yeah, what's Colt McCoy doing? Those commercials are like the backup quarterback.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. Yeah, it better than Brosmer for sure. So if Brosmer has to start again, there's no way I put Jefferson in my lineup. But I'm not benching him. Like, something clicks with JJ McCarthy this week in practice, and he's way better. Of course, it's going to be pepper Justin Jefferson with 1 million targets. So I'm just not that far down the rabbit hole. I'd rather bench him. I'm not the Trojan horse guy. I'm not going to drop him and let somebody else pick him up.
Seth also posted in our chat here, Vikings have Cowboys, Giants, and Lions in the fantasy playoffs, which is good. But like those bad defenses, I think the game plan is out. Is you lock down Jefferson and you make this whatever bad quarterback they put out there, you make them beat them with Jordan Addison or Naylor or one of the other ancillary pieces. Like, Jefferson is a non-starter right now, so regardless of how good,
but that should be everybody's step. That should be everybody's strategy.
Yeah, but there are quarterbacks that can like actually come through.
Yeah, can come through and pass to Addison. Yeah. Neither one of these guys have been able to do it, but I still hold out hope for McCarthy. I'm not gonna bash him after half a season where he's been hurt the whole year. So,
are you guys going to – what do the Vikings have this week? Because we said the playoffs is a really good matchup. What are the Vikings playing this week?
Well, playoffs should not be starting for anybody this week. If you're starting playoffs where there's bye weeks –
yeah, no, they're not. But check this out. They got the Commanders this week. So throw that in as one of the worst secondaries. Would you start Justin Jefferson in a three wide receiver?
Again,
setup?
He's a Titanic player for me. Like, Jefferson just can't come out of my lineup. And I just go down with the ship, and I'm playing a violin, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. No. But look, the Vikings stink talking about this. They should let Darnold go. Well, Darnold fell apart. I think everybody has a short memory here. Like, Darnold fell apart at the end. Now, they did win 14 games, okay? So it was good. But it fell apart at the very end, and it fell apart in the playoffs. The wheels came off there. Do you think Daniel Jones is on their radar? Because he was there too, and I've heard some rumors about that where they say the reason why Daniel Jones hasn't jumped with the Colts for an offer right now.
Colts are going to franchise him. So
Well,
I don't think that's going to happen anyway.
Somebody's throwing a lot of
But
money
let me
at him,
ask you
I'm
this:
telling
would you rather start Justin Jefferson this week or Quentin Johnston? Because I think these are the questions, right?
I know, and it sucks. I think this week against the Commanders, I would start Justin Jefferson.
That's tough. Quentin. Yeah.
They're
I would
playing the
do it.
Eagles, so that's a tough matchup. What about like?
Well, also Herbert's hurt, so I don't know the extent of his injury.
That's true.
With
That's
with
true.
The broken hand.
How about Jacoby Myers? Way over Jefferson at this point. He had a great game.
I think so, and I think they're going to beat the Colts this week. The Colts haven't won since like 1994 in Jacksonville. Have you seen that stat, Boggs? You're a betting guy like me. Like that. I saw this, I was like, oh my god! Like I'm exaggerating a little
weird
bit,
thing,
but not
yeah.
really. Like the Colts, even when the Colts were good and the Jags were terrible, and the Jags are underdogs in that game. And I'm telling everybody right now, it's my upset special of the week. The Jags are going to win that football game. The Colts look like they're reeling a little bit.
But would you start
They're
Jacoby
losing
over
this contagion.
Jefferson?
Yeah. Because I
don't
saw
know.
what Jacoby did last week, and BTJ's not a persona non grata. They went after Jacoby Myers to bring him in because they didn't like what they had, and that was before the injury to Hunter.
Dev put out the guy I was going to say. What about Alec Pierce? Alec Pierce or Justin Jefferson? Because Pierce is going against the Jags.
I think I might want Alec Pierce there.
I think I might too. Oh God. Ugh.
I think
All right,
might want Myers too. Honestly,
well,
like I get it. It's been bad for Minnesota, but I'm definitely not dropping him. Benching him, I can do. Dropping
you're
him, I
not
just
dropping him.
cannot take.
No, I can't take that either. All right. Well, so that was your moment with Justin Jefferson. What was your takeaway from Week 13?
Well, I actually have two takeaways, guys. First takeaway is
Can I spoil both of them?
No, it's hold on, wait. It's Mariota, everybody. Our first big is Mariota. So get it right when you do it. What the hell was that about? All of a sudden, in the most random game ever, Monday Night Football, he just became Mariota every single time. That was
because Chris Collinsworth learned how to say his name.
That was the most annoying thing of the entire week, and now I don't like him because it's Mariota.
Yeah, I mean the Hermione Granger memes were very funny on the internet about that. It's Mariota, not Mariota.
Oh yeah. If you ever needed a reason to mute the TV, was having to hear Mariota the whole time. But my other takeaway, or my moment, or whatever the hell it is, takeaway. Is Adai Mitchell season might officially be here. Season, as Andrew Erickson would say. Over the last 2 weeks, weeks 12 and 13, no one in the NFL has more air yards than A.D. Mitchell. He is.
Give me that one again. What does he have?
The league leading air yards, 359 air yards, which is, 80 more air yards than any other player. Now, I know you're like, ooh, air yards, okay. How about this as well? He has averaged 9.5 targets per game during that time, a 31% overall target share. Obviously, this week, I believe it was in week 12, he was top 2 or 3 in air yards overall. I had mentioned this in a couple different shows, and a 42% first read share. His number one problem, Bogman will remember this, on ITL, I stupidly put A.D. Mitchell as a breakout candidate for this year, but then he proved his worst issue. As a receiver, he can't catch the ball. He has no ability to catch the ball. But the Jets are finding a way. Somehow, Reggie Wayne couldn't break him of it and couldn't teach him how to catch anything. But he's always had great speed, great separation skills. You're starting to see it. Tyrod Taylor loves throwing to him, and he was finally able to hauled in like 8 for over 100. Air yards are at the top. They're first reading him, telling you Mitchell's got to be at the top of the waivers. You should be picking him up. I'm not saying he's going to be a play over Justin Jefferson or anything like that, but I'm also maybe not going to be surprised if A.D. Mitchell puts off some big performances and outperforms him. But
Jets against the Dolphins this week.
I don't hate that. He's the number one target. He's explosive. He might drop 30 different passes, but if they throw him 40, then he can get his 9 catches, 9.5 targets, number one in air yards, 2 weeks combined, 80 more than the next guy. I think the season has officially started.
The reason for the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the reason for the season. All right, Boggs, what was your big takeaway from Week 13?
I think Chuba is eating right into Rico and going to ruin him down the stretch. This is what we saw, in this game, and this is Welsh can attest to this as well. Speaking of things that I have said multiple times, I have kept saying that. Look, Chuba and Rico are not that far in skill, but Chuba is not healthy right now. I've said it for like a month straight. And what happened this week? He's also the team captain. He's also just gotten extended and getting paid more. they want Chuba to work way more than they want Rico to work. So when he starts to look good again, they went right back to Chuba. And I think it's going to be a 50-50 split where it's actually pretty good because Bryce Young is improved. He made that big pass to Tetaroa. Like, this offense looks like it's actually functional right now. So I don't mind starting Chuba and Rico because they're both working, but I do think that it impacts Rico very negatively into the fact that he's probably not a must start week to week.
That's a good
question right
I
there.
dismissed the hell out of I just real quick. I dismissed the hell out of Bogman for this too. I'm like, nope. You were firm with it the entire time, and Rico's getting phased out. So hat tip to you.
All right, Life with Fife wants to know Rico or Monangai rest of season. Look, I like Monangai. I like he runs hard. Rutgers boy, so I'm a little partial. I love the Jersey boys getting in there. Boggs, who do you want rest of season?
I think I want Rico because it's been the opposit for Rico and DeAndre Swift. Rico's looked better the last 2 weeks than DeAndre Swift. So yeah, I think.
Wait, you want Rico over Monangai?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, you mean Monangai.
Yeah, you're right. I want Monangai because Monangai has looked better than DeAndre Swift.
Right.
Rico's looked better than DeAndre Swift too, but not on the same team. So yes, give me Monangai.
Welsh, how about you, Monangai or Rico?
Yeah, I mean, if Rico were back to the volume where he was, his team's also winning. If they're in games and stuff, I'd love it. But they clearly are going back to Chuba. I think this is Monangai. And Monangai getting all those carries last week. I don't know why we keep doing... They're trying to make the Swift work. They got to stop making the Swift try to work.
Look, I wonder how many wins the Bears need before even Bears fans are like, yeah, this team is good. It's kind of fun. I feel like we could be at the Super Bowl and the Bears
2
would be
Super Bowls in a row.
Like, yeah. Even after that first one, they'd be like, I don't know. I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to see how the
we've been here
before.
All right, let's relax until
Ben Johnson taking his shirt off. Fun and cool or douchey?
Fun and cool.
Fun and cool? Welsh?
Kind of douchey.
Kind of douchey. All right.
Look,
let's put a poll up. Let's put a poll up right now, and there. I want the Twitter's got it. Thumbs
cold.
up.
Oh, it's super cold. Look.
Yeah, you know what? I think if he wasn't
it's the Ryan
so
Fitzpatrick
cut,
thing.
But why is he so cut? And I think he was looking for the opportunity to say, look at the amazing shape I'm in, which makes me lean douchey.
Yeah, if I took my shirt off right now, we'd have to blur the screen.
Because he's really excited about out of bounds. That's cool.
No, we'd have to blur the screen.
Excited about a moment.
We'd have to put little blurs on so we didn't get demonetized.
That's a different story.
I think it got his guys pumped up. I think that's all.
Why don't you take your shirt off then, Boggs? Take your shirt off. Get us pumped up.
I'm not proud of my body like Ben Johnson. So, in fact, I have deep shame about it. So no way.
All right. Boggs, before we go into more of your shame, give me your moment of the week.
Well, you already ruined that one because it was a Treylon Burks.
Oh, jeez, I ruined everything. I mean,
right away. Like, it was literally your first question. You were like, what did Boggs have?
I'll try to be better.
It's okay. But
it's a lot of shows on Monday. It's
reading's tough. I get it.
It's not that. It's just the timing of things. I make this up at nighttime. You guys are on different time zones. I get up in the morning early. I'm doing shows all the way through, and then we had a meeting right
Mine
after.
was in there at about 1 a.m. your time.
Yeah,
so.
but I'm fast asleep by then.
If there was only 60 seconds before the stream with nothing to do to just take a glance.
60 whole seconds.
There's only 60
Ben
whole
Johnson
seconds.
poll is up. I want everybody voting.
You know what, Welsh? We're just gonna remember to remind Joe about what our stuff is before the next show. That's what we're gonna do.
like when
we clearly can't do it. We've given him opportunities. He can't do it.
Yeah, we'll be like audio, moment, takeaway, clean.
So apparently there was free hot dogs. So I didn't know this. Chicago gets free hot dogs from a restaurant. So he's been getting asked all season if he takes his shirt off. So if that's true, then it's not douchey and it's.
I mean, free hot dogs for everybody. That's amazing.
That's
yeah.
That guy hasn't eaten a hot dog.
Wieners for the top off? I don't know. Don't like
that. Hey man, whatever works. All right. My takeaway is the Lions are never going to win anything. I'm sorry, Lions fans. I thought we were turning a corner. They're not, because their coach has no idea about situational football. I'm sorry, Boggs. Aggression, analytics, that's all cool, except there's also something called human beings and moments where you have to take stock of what's going on around you.
Hey, look, the reason
that Tomlin... do it, and listen, man, a couple Sundays ago, I'm on that Jets field coaching girls football, right? Flag football. We're winning the 14U tournament. You know why? Because I'm telling my safeties, hey, situational football, you have a lead, keep people in front of you. Situational football matters, right? And what did? We kept people in front of us. We ran out clock and we won the damn ring. Okay? That's what we did. It's the only winning you've seen in that stadium between the Jets and the Giants in the last 5 years, too.
It's what's kept Tomlin, his job is he kicks field goals. when the field goal is there, when the money is there to take whatever money is there. But it's also hasn't won many playoff games either. So you got to have stones, but you got to know when to have them. That's the big deal.
All right. The other moment of it was actually the Derek Brown moment, not our Derek Brown. The Derek Brown and the Carolina Panthers just caused just chaos. Like the turnovers and the, they're in the red zone ready to score, and the Rams are prolific, and they're probably still the best team in football. Like, now's the time to buy in on the Rams, everybody. You want to buy back into the Rams, this is it. Just buy everywhere, because I still think they're the best team in football. You just can't turn over the football that many times in a game against a bad team, a mediocre team, or a good team and expect to win. But
they went up against their former DC in that game, and he had their number. That was pretty clear.
He had their number, but the players made plays, and they created turnovers, and Stafford had some moments there. Look, it was a bad day. Do you think they took the Panthers seriously enough, Boggs? Honestly, probably not.
I mean, you take every team serious. Yeah, but I just think they just straight up got beat. Bryce Young had one of his better games. The run game was awesome. They just got beat in this game. The margins in the NFL are insanely thin. You cannot come in and have a bad day on the road and expect to win a game. You just can't.
All right, the factor fictions are piling up, so let's get to the 3-1-1 contest in a second here. Let's do some factor fiction for everybody here. We got a lot of good ones here. Ooh, where do I want to start here? All right, fact or fiction. How about Chuba Hubbard is back to being an RB1? Boggs, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Facts.
It's what the Panthers want. It's going to be a pretty even split, but he's the RB1 right now.
On his team, by the way. I just want to preface that. On his team, not like...
Or do you mean an RB1 in fantasy?
Yeah, that's why I want to preface it, because he's not an RB1 in fantasy.
No, he's probably a high-end RB2, but he's not an RB1. That's true.
Okay. All right. Fact or fiction, Welsh, it's time to start benching Lamar Jackson, single QB leagues.
I mean, if you want to talk about Titanic players, like, this is a Titanic player. It's a guy you just got to go down the ship with. Just, he's got to start running. He's got to make better decisions. I don't know how Zay Flowers gets completely shut out of the game. How does Mark Andrews not eat? They got the Steelers this week. Steelers are reeling a little bit. I want to say no, it's not time to cut him. But, there might be some situations if you're in smaller leagues where there are other viable quarterbacks. But, like, the guys you would have done this week, you're like, oh, Bo Nix is an amazing situation. Like, that wasn't that much better. So, I don't know. I'd say fiction.
All right, here's one from Andy Yee. Fact or fiction, A.J. Brown is a league winner and will keep up this momentum. He seems to be the only thing working in the dysfunctional offense of the Philadelphia Eagles lately. Boggs, what do you think?
You throw the ball to him, he's going to catch it and put up points. So, yes, since Saquon is not working right now, I do think A.J. Brown will be a league winner.
Is it crazy they just learned that, too? They're just like, oh, look at this.
It's the one thing Arthur Smith figured out. It's pretty good to look good when you have Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown, right?
If we throw the ball, he's going to, like, catch it and do stuff. We don't just have to hand the ball off every time. It's crazy.
He's been telling you through books and smoke signals and temper tantrums for the last 3 seasons. If you throw him the ball, he'll do stuff.
They've lost 2 games in a row. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you lose to the Cowboys. They lost to the Giants this year, and now they just lost to the Chicago Bears in their own building. Like,
first time I showed my son Madden, he was like looking and he just didn't understand the playbook. And then I was like, okay, so like the red here, that's a run, and then the yellow, these are passes. It's similar, like, cognitive connection that they just had. They're just like, oh, like there's passing plays too that the Eagles just figured out. It's like, yeah, you could do some cool stuff.
We got the coaching staff from the 1920s, so they had no idea about the forward pass. It's legal
here. This one, look, I'm just gonna answer this because. Fact or fiction, the Bengals win the division. It's fiction, okay? It's fiction. They're too far behind. It's too little too late. Everybody, look, Joe Burrow came back. It was fun. It was great. It was a good feeling. They stuck it to the Ravens. Cool. They basically have the same record as the Browns. No one's talking about the Browns making the playoffs. Like, I know they don't have Joe Burrow, but they also have a defense. Oh, my God. So pissed me off about that game. I know.
Oh, that Welsh you were so, yeah. So I
was on the cover on that. And you know what? Yeah. All the way down into the, late in the third quarter, it looked real good. And I was like, look, just do something. Just do something. And then it just got out of hand. It pissed me off. But that's a fiction.
The Browns.
I picked the Browns to cover. And they were covering for 3 quarters.
I watched the show. Joe's like, it's just clearly the Browns. I haven't decided if I like the Browns as a money line yet.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Exactly.
I watched the show. I got the receipts.
Whatever. And they should have been the Browns, by the way.
This poll, I mean, the Niners absolutely mud stomped them. And they just made them.
It mud stomped them for a quarter. I mean, come on. It was 10-8 and with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
The quarter that mattered. When Brock Purdy's your quarterback, it's like having Shadur Sanders.
You like fact or fiction? That was a good dance from Brock Purdy.
Yeah, it was a great day. He did the Dougie?
The Dougie.
Dougie. He did
I
the
thought it was.
Dougie.
I thought it was.
The poll is up.
I know it's a game-winning dance.
Ben Johnson, 83% positive reaction that it was inspiring. Did you put inspiring
Of course
as the
he did.
message
It's
on there?
Seth.
He's
Jesus,
the Chicago
dude.
Bears.
Oh
Give
my
me a
God.
break. Oh my
What
God.
what an
Sanctimonious.
inspiration. You know what?
Oh.
Ben Johnson is the inspiration to me. We should all aspire to have a physique that great to where we could just pop the top right off.
Well, look,
I mean,
we got
no
people free
shame.
hot dogs.
You're
I'm
not
for
wrong.
it.
It's healthy. But yeah.
Inspiring.
I didn't know it was
Jeez,
about
Seth.
the hot dogs.
What
I thought
an
it was just
inspiration.
putting it
I
out.
love
But
him.
Inspiration.
Great.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that you put that, Seth. That's embarrassing.
Well, look, give Seth a break. It's been a rough go for Bears fans for, I don't know, since
Yeah,
1985.
let the dude celebrate a little bit.
I only had
Come
that
on.
1 year at Rex Grossman, too. I forgot. They did get to the Super Bowl there. But
Wow.
Rex
Reiner
Grossman,
Locker.
Fl-
What was?
Florida
Sexy
great.
Rexy.
Yeah.
What was
Florida
that,
great.
2007?
That was the
somewhere
Prince Rainey halftime game. That was
the only thing
that
really
was in
mattered that
Miami.
day.
Yep. Well,
we
Devin
go.
Hester returned the opening kick, and that was it. That was a wrap for
Yeah.
Bears points. So
Fact or fiction, the Chiefs can run the table.
fiction.
Welsh. Oh, Boggs, fiction,
Ah.
right off the bat.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
even know the schedule. I don't think they're a good enough team to do that this year.
I don't think they're a good enough team, but I'm going to say, of course they can. It's the Chiefs. They got the refs on their side. They got the NFL on their side, and they can do anything.
They cut the rest.
Anything
gonna
is
lose this
possible.
week, babe.
All right,
gonna
here's
lose this week.
Here it goes. Well, they're going to lose this week at Houston. I'm already on Houston. I already put that one in too. So they play Houston, then the Chargers, Tennessee, Denver, and Vegas. There's definitely two W's.
They're losing
in
to
there, maybe
Houston.
three.
They're losing to the Broncos.
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess
they're beating the Chargers, Titans, and Raiders. That's easy.
if we're getting out of the the Chiefs, of course they can do stuff. I don't think they're going to run the table. So I guess fiction.
That's crazy stuff there. All right.
Your first
here's
answer
another-
was more fun though.
It was. More fact or fiction from Glass here. Neighbors, Hampton, and Scattaboo will be undervalued in drafts next year. Look, Glass is already going forward into next year.
Fiction.
Here.
Fiction. They're going to be overrated. Scattaboo is going to be overrated going into next year, 100%. This is what always happens. When a guy has a major injury, they rush them back way, way, way too fast, and they say, oh, look, he possibly could be ready by week 1. Then he's back for week 1, and then he gets hurt again, and he's out until week 6, and then he comes back week 6, and then he
Are
gets
you
hurt
saying
again.
you're
Do you not
fading
see?
Scattaboo? That's what
yes,
I hear, Welsh,
100%. Yes, I am, because he's going to be overrated going in next year. He is. It's just what happens with every hurt running back that has a major injury. Neighbors in Hampton, I think Neighbors got hurt so early in the season. I don't think you're going to get a discount on him or a good enough one. At Hampton, it really depends on how he comes back and finishes off this year.
Fact
to
or
whether
fiction, you'll ever call him Scat, by the way, which this person put in there.
I mean, he calls
Horrible
himself
nickname.
Scat, so
Probably
that's
shouldn't.
yeah. I know it's gross, but it's the first part of his last name.
I
and
like
he's a
this
football
one
player.
here.
So
From
no,
Sai.
yeah,
Fact or fiction, people overuse the refs help them out as an excuse narrative 100%.
Oh, fact. Yeah. Fact.
Yeah.
100%. It's the
Yeah.
biggest fact ever.
Yeah.
But
I did
now-
it to be stupid, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but
The whole-
100% they do that.
How many times a game do you yell, "Where's the flag"? Come on, where's the flag? It's
the
blame the
flag?
refs for everything, always.
Everybody, Chat GPT flies off the board when the Chiefs are playing. Everyone wants to make the Chiefs and refs, memes and whatever. It goes ballistic.
Yeah, I mean, it's
They're not
almost
funny
becomes
anymore.
comical too.
Yeah,
they're
funny.
not.
His
It's just
Mahomes' voice is comical. That thing is not comical anymore.
I
I'll always
you know
laugh
what's
at
even
his
funnier, and this is a fact. Travis Kelce constantly lately doing Patrick Mahomes' voice in interviews is hilarious to me. Have you called? He's done it like 3 or 4 times lately,
I've seen it a
where they
couple
just straight up ask him a question. He goes, "Well, I'll tell you this much." And he starts to talk like that out of nowhere, and he does it sometimes when Mahomes is on the dais with him, which is even funnier. Mahomes will make a comment, and then the last Travis Kelce, and then he'll start doing Mahomes' voice. I love that. I think that's hilarious. Kelsey's good people. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard here for the 3-1-1 contest. Bogman's still leading with 12, but he got shut out last week. No Puka, no Saquon, no Josh Allen for you.
Tiny
I wanted you
loser-
guys to
loser
get
belt
back
for
in.
you.
Yeah, Welsh got on the board, though. He got Jamar Chase right. I was the
that's so
only one,
cute.
unfortunately. It's so adorable, isn't it? And then I'm up to 11. Devon Achane was my only guy. JSN was not what I was hoping he would be against the Vikings. So let's go to the 3-1-1, the 300-yard passer, the 100-yard rusher, and the 100-yard receiver for this week. I'm going with Dak Prescott against Detroit. Short week here. Indoors, Joey Likey, the Cowboys, and what they're doing right now. The Cowboys are fun. the Loki of me wants the Cowboys to somehow end up winning that division from the Eagles. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be funny to watch. Then give me Devon Achane against the New York Jets, and then Jamar Chase against the Buffalo Bills in a game that will certainly be an over. If it's only at 51 right now, I don't know how that's possible. There's just no way that game is staying around 51 points. Welsh, where's your 3-1-1 this week?
Just playing my pivot game. You guys got all the good ones. You're even sharing one together. I have to play different pieces against you. So I am going Joe Burrow versus the Buffalo Bills. I get T. Higgins back, sling the ball 1 week back in, a little bit more comfortable. James Cook on the opposite end just had 1 billion carries. Give him 1,000,000,001 this week against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. He goes over 100 rushing. And how about Jameson Williams, who finally had that breakout after a little bit of quiet going up against the Dallas Cowboys, where you can break them deep. Let's say that happens, and Burrow, Cook, and Williams. That's my pray to God to try to make some headway in this game.
I still got some time. Still a lot of football left. All right.
Not
hey,
enough.
you have one. Hey, if you get one big 3 and we get shut out in a week,
That gets you an
swing.
extra point, right? He'd be tied with you.
Yeah,
you
we
get
do
4
get an
points.
extra
point.
Yeah.
We should get
Happen,
5.
Welsh?
We should get 5 extra points.
Nah,
if
no,
you
Yeah,
get
and a
everyone.
free hot
We're not
dog
gonna
too.
go that far. Yeah.
Shut
And a
up.
free
All
hot
right.
dog. You know what? I
Take
tell you
your
what.
shirt off.
Yeah, Welsh, if you take your shirt off, I'll buy you a hot dog and give you an extra point. So there you go. For me,
Pass on
look,
the Glizzies.
I think Dak Prescott at Detroit is just the clear, obvious answer, and I'm in the lead, so I can copy whoever I want. It doesn't hurt me at all. So give me Dak at Detroit. Then Jonathan Taylor at Jacksonville. I just think he's going to get back on track. But I did like all 3 of these. I think are going to hit. By the way, because I think Joe, you got one of the best ones with Achane. I think that's a great pick against the Jets, and Welsh. I mean, James Cook against Bengals is the only other one I considered. So I think these are all really good
So
picks.
let's parlay. We should parlay all of these. Go like
Ooh,
100
I like it.
plus.
Ooh,
A
I'm
little
good for
parlay on all of these running backs.
I do.
Well, we
I
should
love
definitely
that
put
play.
Dak. Look, it's two of the 3 of us took Dak. I like that.
Well, I meant the running backs.
that.
Do other
Oh,
because
the running back.
Boggs loves the running backs. So we
I do
go
love all
Achane,
these
Cook,
running
and
backs. I
Taylor.
think this is great. I think these are all 100-yard picks.
I
and
agree.
then,
I like the Cook and the Taylor thought too.
yeah,
Taylor
like
runs
Cook.
for 100 yards and they lose. Oh my god.
Well, I would go down to 80. I would go like 80 plus rushing yards on all 3 and see what that looks like, but we can't see what it is yet.
No.
And then my last is JSN at Atlanta. He's the leading. You know, he has a chance to have the most receiving yards in a season ever, and no one is talking about it. I feel like so. JSN having an outstanding season, just piling
Outside
it
of
up.
outside of a horrifically bad this week where he had 2 catches, which shout out
Well, they
to
didn't.
him.
They
didn't
they
need-
played
I mean, honestly,
Max
it was
Brosmer.
like,
they
yeah.
didn't need to do anything. All they did was run.
Shout out to him because Ryan Wormley has him in the finals of the Fantasy Pros Guillotine League. It's me versus him, and
Yes,
I need
'cause
Drake
lost
May
last
tonight.
week because Jamar Chase was suspended, which
Yeah,
sucked.
well, I don't think it would have mattered. Like, if Drake May does
Yeah, it
a
would've
little bit
mattered.
tonight, then I
I
win.
would have stayed alive last week if.
Oh,
Jamar
yeah,
Chase
yeah,
had
but
played.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
beat
I
me.
wouldn't
But he
matter.
had JSN, so shout out to JSN for screwing
But
him.
are you alive now?
Yeah.
Is the question.
No, I'm dead inside. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that matters. All right,
your
this
shirt
was a
off.
fun show, everybody. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us again. Subscribe to our Twitch, twitch.tv/Fantasy Pros. Go follow us there. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros. Remember, we were giving away the teeny tiny belt, too. That's super cool. So go check that out. And, of course, you can always hang out on our Discord as well. It's free. It's fun. You keep the conversation going with 1 million people. Oh, look at his Discord. It's so good. Look at that picture of me. I'm so excited about the Discord. Oh, how you doing? Come to the Discord. Hang out a little
I think,
bit.
love
I think
that.
we're
That's
gonna
my
do.
favorite.
I don't know. We're gonna do new photos. I think we're doing a new photo shoot in our team
God.
trip in the next year. But I don't know if we should get rid of that one. I think that one.
I agree.
That
That's
one
a-
where you're
that one-
angry at the phone is my favorite.
I'm
Oh,
not
picture.
angry. I'm
Hey!
impressed. No, you know what I am, Boggs? Hold on, bring it back here. Bring it back. Bring it back
Go
to me.
get
Bring
your
it back to
shine
me,
box.
Seth. No. Seth, come back to the faces. I'm inspired. That's what that face is.
that
I'm
is
inspired. That'll
That
do it for us.
phone just ripped its covering off.
That's
You're
right.
pumped up. That's right.
That's
And you got a free
right.
hot dog?
Inspiring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
One can only hope. One can only hope. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For Bogman and Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. That was out of bounds. You know what's gross? Chicago hot dogs. Sorry, everybody. All that
Seth-
crap on the hot dogs.
Seth
is
said this dude
gross.
taking his shirt off was inspiring.
He did
Just
say that.
let that
It
sink.
was his words, and he put it on.
Can't
a
you
fork.
not do ketchup in Chicago?
Yeah. No
it's
ketchup,
like
it's illegal.
relish and pickles and
Ugh,
onions. It's just
gross.
horrendous. It's